What's up, guys? My name's Isaiah Hill, and sorry that this video is coming in late. I've been busy. I've been trying to work some things out, schoolwork and everything, but you don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about what I gotta say about this film. The film I'm reviewing today, continuing on with kind of like a Stephen King theme, no attention, and that film is Misery. Now, Misery stars James Caan, Kathy Bates, Richard Farson, and it has like a special appearance. Where is it? Special appearance by Lauren Bacall. That's who it was. And Frances Steenburgen, but you really don't see her much. The thing is with this film, with Misery, I love this film. This is based off my personal favorite Stephen King book, and it's directed by Rob Reiner, and it's written by William Goldman, the same duo that worked on The Princess Bride, another one of my favorites. And this film has like a really strong like feeling of isolation. Like this film, it makes you like wonder what is this person going to do? So James Caan plays Paul Sheldon, a very successful writer who has written a series of very successful series known as the Misery series or Misery Chastain series, and he wants to get away from that. That's all he wants. He just wants to say, I want to be a real writer again. I don't want to fall victim to misery. And in a way, you can see his point because it's kind of based off Stephen King because he wrote a previous book, and many fans were expecting like a straight-up horror novel, but it was like something completely different, and it received criticism for not being horror. So he wrote like basically Misery. Misery's like very much about his life. This one's like more autobiography, much more of an autobiography in a sense, semi-autobiography, because like different people obviously. But Paul Sheldon, he gets involved in a deadly car accident, breaks both his legs, dislocates his shoulder, I believe even breaks his arm, and is bruised, and he's saved by Annie Wilkes, played marvelously by Kathy Bates. She actually won an Oscar for her performance. That is Kathy Bates right there. Sorry you can't see that. But Kathy Bates does a phenomenal job in this. She is amazing. She's a great actress. Now, I mainly knew Kathy Bates from, like, comedies, like Waterboy is a good example. But she overall, like, she is such a great actress. Check out Fried Green Tomatoes. Check out this film for sure. Check out Dolores Claiborne, which Stephen King wrote specifically for her. And The Blind Side of Michael Orr's story. But Annie Wilkes is a crazed, obsessed fan. She is crazy. Like, she is obsessed. So, like, Paul Sheldon kills off misery in order to get away from it. Very common thing, like, to do, like, a lot of authors do. Annie Wilkes does not take kindly to that because that's basically her life. It's that or die, basically. Misery or die. So, and I kind of like how misery kind of has, like, a triple meaning here. Because Paul Sheldon, he's in, like, a lot of misery, like, in this. Misery is the main character of the books, and Misery is the title of a famous book series. And if you want to be technical, it's a quadruple meaning because it's the title of like the movie and the book itself. So you got the state that Paul Sheldon's in, you got the name of the novel itself, you got the name of the character, and you got the name of the book series. So that's 4 meanings, and that's pretty cool. You don't see that often. Annie Wilkes is just, she is unpredictable. Stephen King has actually said that she is based off his drug use. And a lot of this is like where he admits like where the more he used it, he felt more and more alone, and he was unpredictable. And he says Annie Wilkes was like his favorite character to write because she was unpredictable. Kathy Bates plays it like where she played the nicest lady possible to turn into the most like a demon, basically. Annie Wilkes uses, like, a lot against people, and the book itself is fantastic. Now, as the movie progresses, and even the book, there are major differences, but it's mainly for film purposes, which makes a lot of sense, because there are some pretty gritty moments in the book, there are some pretty gritty moments in the movie, too. The infamous hammer scene, I'm going to put it. A lot of people know it. If you don't know it, I'll put a link down in the description below. And that's actually how I discovered this film. And this is actually one of my favorite Stephen King films to watch. Another thing is, James Caan does a great job as being like embedded. He actually says it was one of his hardest performances because he's just stationary throughout most of it. And he even admits like it was pretty difficult. Rob Reiner does a great job here. And Rob Reiner, if you've seen like Stand By Me, Princess Bride, or even A Few Good Men, which is an amazing movie in of itself. I believe I have this somewhere. Yeah, right here. A Few Good Men. Very, not a good movie, but an amazing movie. You already know that's going to be. That'll be later. But Misery itself, I'm going to give an amazing. The story of Misery is just, it's fascinating to me because it basically shows like how far a writer will go to escape something. Just think about it. If he achieved great success as an author, and he was willing to drop all that in order to achieve something else. Paul Sheldon was really not that bad of a guy. It was just the stuff that he did. He wanted to be like seen as a writer, not as like a series writer. Someone like, let's say J.K. Rowling. Let's say she killed off Harry Potter. There will be a lot of people angry. Or better yet, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He killed off Sherlock Holmes, but then he brought him back because like outrage. So like, let's say J.K. Rowling killed off Harry Potter. She was rescued by a #1 fan, and they found out that they got the book and Harry Potter was dead. I'm pretty sure they'll have a similar reaction to how Annie Wilkes will react. The film is just phenomenal. How it's shot, the writing, the acting, the direction, all of it is just perfect in here. This, in my opinion, is like amongst like my top, like it's amongst my like top 20 favorite films. If you guys want, I'll do like a whole like favorite type of films if you want. It'll take a while, but I'll do it. But Misery, like out of Stephen King of like books, now this one will probably be my number like 5. My number 1 obviously goes to Shawshank. My number 2 goes to The Green Mile. So that leaves 3 and 4 open. Stay tuned if you want to know what those are later. But the thing is, with what's going on here, with Misery, it has like a completely different feel. And there are like jabs like here that are like towards Stephen King himself, like swearing. Stephen King's books are notorious for swearing. Paul Sheldon tries to even defend it by saying, "They're slum kids. I was a slum kid. I talk like that. Everyone talks like that." And Annie Wilkes goes all like to Saray, like saying, "No one really talks like that." To be fair, no one really does talk like that. I mean, people can be like really foul-mouthed, but not like Joe Pesci level. But the thing is, like with Misery, like what it does is it shows like basically the pros and cons of success. The pro is being like you become famous, you get like a lot of like of attention. You are like basically getting like publishers, you're getting like all these things. You're getting like everything basically handed to you like on a silver platter. But the cons are like what happens. Like the con is like you can meet people who are not going to be happy with your work. You're going to have people who are going to criticize you. You're going to have people who are going to hate you even more. And that's basically what Paul Sheldon experiences here. Oh, wrong movie. Misery. Well, the wrong movie. But Paul Sheldon, well actually this would be a good example. Jack Nicholson, whom I talked about in the Shining review, he was actually asked to play Paul Sheldon in Misery. But he said no because he did not know how he felt about doing another Stephen King movie again. Makes sense considering like how he was like basically like all over the place. And Stanley Kubrick did a great job, but Stanley Kubrick's like film, I gave it great. Here, Misery deserves an amazing, but everything with Misery, it feels like a movie. The book it's just amazing because like with the book. Now, not to spoil both too much, like the endings are different and from the book to movie, like drastically, but check them out. I'm not going to say what happens. But when you look at something like Misery, it basically touches up on like the idea what will happen, like when you're like kidnapped by someone who's like who's just like insanely like idols you, like loves you, wants everything to be perfect. Family Guy did a really good spoof of this, like with Stewie and Brian, like how Brian's a successful writer. Yeah, if you know Family Guy, you know the joke. And like how Stewie's like just obsessed like with his writings. Annie Wilkes does everything she can not to swear, but then she says one of the 7 dirty words to Paul Sheldon. And it is kind of comical, and I do like it. Overall, like this film, I highly recommend, not just for Halloween. I recommend that you just check this film out just to watch it, because this is a really good and enjoyable film, in my opinion. I love this movie. This film deserves an amazing. Oh yeah, and I have gotten better. Just a little bit of like sinuses. My cough. See, I haven't coughed that much. But overall, guys, that's it. Sorry that it's coming up so late, but thank you guys so much for checking out the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you guys wish to see more videos like this or my Let's Plays, be expecting an intro pretty soon for the videos, because I am working on it. I've been working on it for quite a while, and every time when I try to work on it, it'll be different. If you guys want to, if you guys want to see more videos like this or my Let's Plays or any of my videos, by all means subscribe. If you guys want to share this with your friends or family, go ahead. I would love to like see more faces here. You guys are killing it with the views. You guys are awesome. My subscribers, thank you guys so much for showing your support. If you guys want to ask, say, or request something, comment down below. And that's all I got. Misery is so far like the only Stephen King adaptation, I believe. Well, actually, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. It's like the only Stephen King adaptation to win an Oscar, and that's for Best Actress, to Kathy Bates. She did a phenomenal job in this, guys. But check out the link down in the description below. It'll lead you to a very iconic and infamous scene. If you are scared to watch it, by all means, do not click on it. But I will put like a warning there. And thank you guys so much. My name's Isaiah Hill, signing off.